Okay, then that concludes my speech. I hope you enjoyed that. You can buy the video. And I'm now going to pass you over to my best man.
I've got nothing prepared, I promise. Hey. Well done, Jake, very good. So, ladies and gents, girls and boys, good afternoon, welcome. It's been a fantastic game, for you all agree, the food has been beautiful. Thank you, everybody. Everybody's turned out really smart, fantastic job. When Jacob first asked me to perform this role of being the best man, I did wonder what his three brothers would think and how they would feel about it. But as you've seen, Jason and Adam would have nothing nice to say about him. And unfortunately Joe's had enough with his colouring book. Now, as I said, I've not performed this role before, so I had to start with some research into the things to say within this speech. And I came across a line, I believe it was on YouTube, that made me realise that I wouldn't be stood up here for too long, because the speech should only last as long as it takes the group to make love. From what Chloe tells us, I've been here far too long already. This will become clear. One of my main jobs as well, I was told by our beautiful bride today, Chloe, was to get him here on time, looking handsome. He was here on time, but you know, half the job, you know, as always. He looks smart, mate. Well done. Now, the stories that I could tell about me and Jacob's time together growing up, most of them wouldn't be relevant for today. They wouldn't be good enough. No, too vulgar. Now, the one that I can tell is going back quite a while now. Paulie, you won't have heard about this, so I apologise. We were quite young, so there's no sexual. You'll be pleased to know. Now, me and Jacob used to live in Ripon together. We were little terrorists, whatever. Now, one day we'd been to the local shop to buy half a dozen eggs. The chairman of the local parish council was unfortunately hit on the head with one of these eggs. Whilst he was driving his new Saab convertible. Now, we hid in a bush for quite some time, giggling away as you do. And we did think that we'd gotten away with this stray egg. We proceeded on home. However, it soon became apparent that the member of the Conservative Party didn't find the incident quite as funny as we did. As he was stood outside the pub, which I lived, and Jacob spent a lot of time, he was stood outside there with half the local policing team. And I did promise to keep that a secret. Paulie, no more. If he gets married again, I'll tell you more. Now, I've said already, we've been friends for about however long, nine-year-old when we first met, wasn't it, down in Ripon. You could say that we've grown up together, but that's not strictly true. He's not really grown much at all, has he? Now, throughout our friendship, it's needless to say that we haven't always seen eye to eye, and that's not just because of his lack of height, but I remember once climbing the oak tree in the green outside his mum's house in the early days of our friendship, when for whatever reason I thought it would be quite funny to see how hard he would fall from the top. And no bones were broken, but only Jacob's pride. After the incident, he wouldn't talk to me for some time, so I went to the local newsagents and bought him a 30p Mars bar to make up for his fall. And still to this day, nothing's changed. Just the price of a Mars bar. Chloe, what a fantastic girl. I can tell that she gave me some stern words before the stag do, didn't you, Chloe? And I quote, "Don't you dare let anything happen to his eyebrows. Anything from his head down is fine, because that won't be on the photographs." Now, he don't look too bad, does he, to be fair? However, head down, I thought, well, what can we do here? Fantastic. But unfortunately, there were no tattooists in Liverpool that were willing to tattoo a picture of Jimmy Savile on an unconscious man. Believe me, we tried, didn't we, Andy? Excuse me. So I've done a bit more research for you as well, and I've come up with a list of 5 rules for a new husband. Rule number 1, your wife is always right. Rule number 2, if your wife is wrong, see rule number 1. Rule number 3, lay down some ground rules, then do everything that she tells you to do. Rule number 4, a happy marriage is about give and take. The more that you give, the more that she will take. And finally, rule number 5, always remember the 5 rings. Engagement ring, wedding ring, suffering, torturing and enduring. Now, Andy and Paul had asked me before the meeting if I would read out a couple of cards from people that couldn't be here today or that they felt relevant and was the thing to do. So I've got 3 cards here. To Jacob and Chloe. Now it's time to write your own story. We will support you both throughout everything life offers. We love you both, Dad and Sue.
Aww.
To Jacob and Chloe, 2 special people. Love Mum, Jay and Jason. Congratulations to you both, grandson Jacob and his beautiful wife Chloe. May you always have health and wealth and happiness. All our love to you both, Nana and Grandad. And there's also a couple of letters here that I've acquired myself. Just a couple of letters from people that were unable to make it here today, but they did want to pass on their best wishes. Dear Jake, we're sorry we couldn't be with you today, but we just find it far too emotional. All the best, lots of love, Jess and Kate. And they're from the Blood Leopards Gentlemen Club in Liverpool. Lots of kisses on there, Chloe, as well. And the second one, Dear Jake and Chloe, I hope your day is perfect in every way. Jake, I hope your marriage will not change our fun times in the shower. From the boys in the Army Air Corps. Jake's going to be taking a hell of a lot away from this day, a beautiful, caring, faithful new bride to love and to cherish. And Chloe hasn't done too bad either, let's be honest. Yeah, you know, yeah. A gorgeous dress, beautiful flowers, and no doubt plenty of leftover hog roast at the end. So you've done well as well, Chloe. I've known Jake for what seems like forever, from Ripon the Dancer to Dennis the Menace, into the smart, honourable soldier that he is today. And in all seriousness,
I'm kidding.
in all seriousness, I would like to reiterate what has already been said about how proud we are of his accomplishments. I've also had the pleasure of knowing Chloe for some years too. A hard-working, confident, truly wonderful person, and I can't think of any other couple that are as perfectly matched for each other as you two. You're both fantastic, and I consider it a blessing to call you both our friend. I do hope your honeymoon is perfect, although I'm still not quite sure where you're going. Chloe tells us that you're going to Cyprus, and you told us that you're going to Bangor. I did think was in Wales. So, ladies and gentlemen, all that is left for us to do is to raise our glasses to the fantastic bride and groom.
Bride and
Give us 3 cheers, everybody. Hip hip.
Hooray!
Hip hip.
Hooray!
Hip hip.
Hooray!
Fantastic. Thank you very much. Thank you.